Well, hello everyone. Welcome back. Welcome. Okay, so not too many things to talk about this week. I have a newfound respect for the LH86. Maybe not newfound. I haven't been paying too much attention to like balance passes, but it's in a bit of a better state now. We have reached the amount of time where I no longer remember it being a semi-auto. And kind of like, it's such a trivial thing that I just don't care. But that is one thing. I did update. I kitted out my super duper ship. Oh wow. Okay. I have to put 2 things into the life support? Okay, that's interesting. I replaced the repeaters. I replaced them with correlers. I think Omniskies might be a better option. But the correlers, it seems like the correlers are the same as the Omniskies, except that the correlers use more energy. I thought there was a difference at some point. I mean, at some point there was a difference, but, you know. Alright. So, yeah, hopefully we can, talk about the superiority of Kruger Intergalactic. It's not just a ship manufacturer, but as a weapon manufacturer. Hopefully that's a thing relatively soon. I don't know what... I'm sure we'll see... Well, okay, I mean, we have to talk about... There have been some leaks about upcoming stuff in general. Let's see, is this... Okay, the quantum beacon just wants to be a weirdo, okay. Not the good kind of weirdo, the strange kind of weirdo that just doesn't want to work. Yeah, so, okay, so there's a bunch of stuff. They talked about the Regen Crisis event. I don't really know too much about it, other than... I think it's a, let's see, where, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. So the new Regen Crisis event, I don't know exactly what the whole deal is, but apparently you're gonna like have multiple corporations that you can give the resources to, and depending on which company you give the company, there will be a tally. There will be a live tally that you can see, and see if your team is winning, basically. And there will be whichever corporation contributes the most will get benefits or whatever. I mean, like, that's just what I've heard. So, like, frankly, for all I know, I could be totally wrong. Well, I'm not doing too hot now. I also upgraded the missiles, so I have 4. I have the 8 size 1s, which I could. Oh, that's not gonna be. That's good. ship just teleporting around. In fact, actually... Ooh, jeez. Oh, there we go. Come on, get him! Oh? Okay, well that did some damage. Also, seeing that my staggered firing pattern is not super staggered. That's lovely. It could have been better. Oh, I should not have been firing any shots there. That's fun. Where'd you go? Yeah. Also, there's some leaks about why do they do this? Why do they do this? I don't know if there's a fix for this. Teleporting ships. I'm gonna just... Oh, because they're doing damage to me, even though, like, there's no physical way for me to hit them. We're gonna jump away, and then we're gonna jump back. I could probably chase them far enough away from the ship. That could probably work, but... eh. Yeah, so... Okay, so we've heard some stuff. There's some leaks. Allegedly, the Paladin is going to be flyable. There's a missile variant of the Guardian. The Starlancer TAC is going to be at Invictus. And there's the Anvil Asgard and the Grey Cat MTC. And we don't really know. I don't really know. I don't really know what the MTC is supposed to be. It's Mobile Tactical Command or something? Which could mean a few things, I guess. And also, we don't know what size the Asgard is going to be. It's a carrier transport of some sort. Could be small, could be large. I'm guessing that it's going to be large, and it's gonna be... Okay, that seemed spontaneous, but whatever. Staggered cannons, I think, is the way. Like, if you can get 4 staggered cannons, I think that works very well. I'm gonna guess that the Asgard is, like... I want to say Kraken-sized, but maybe... I mean, I don't know, it could be... It wouldn't really make sense for it to be, like, some small vehicle transport, because that's... I mean, like, the Valkyrie is kind of that. Of course, it can't transport a tank, so that's... It could be 890 sized. Well, I don't know. I mean, like... Well, I mean... I don't know. I'm just thinking about 890 sized. I guess it could be. Just what does 890 size mean, really? Because, I mean, you can... land, you know, a size 2 ship, which is pretty decent. There's a lot of things you can land. Well, but also, like, the 890 is, I mean, there's a lot of space that the 890 uses. I'm thinking, like... Well, I don't know.
Thought you wanted this fight.
Okay, so also, by the way, inventory bug, that the game just doesn't recognize the fact that I have magazines in my backpack. And I should have loaded those up myself. And it just refuses to do that in math.
Hide all you want. It's better this way. More fun.
But also, crucially, if the game does not detect that you have spare magazines, then the game does not think you have spare magazines. That was pathetic. And I know that they usually run into that hallway, and I need to get this. I love that line. Kill you, and then your family, and then your dog, and then whatever that line is. That's great. Does imply the existence of doggos, though, so, you know. Just like Tivaran Kung Fu. Doggos confirmed by NPC Wildline. Oh, you better be here. No, god damn it. This is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. That was a bad idea, and it didn't pay off. I love how how difficult that door is to open.
Where'd you go? I thought you wanted to play.
Where?
You know, I was just getting into this.
Alright, there's two places. There are two places the thing could be, and I completely forgot about it, but it can be in... If it's in the engineering bay, then, like, I maybe have enough time. But it could also be in the... Or if it's in the engineering bay, it could be here. Yes, 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 yes. And I totally forgot, because this was definitely one of the things that's like, oh yeah, this is very nice that it's here. It's just like... If you can land in the hangar, then the hangar just becomes your, first. It's your first stop on the way in, you know. There's that dude. Looks like there's just that dude. Ooh. I was wrong, there was not just that dude. I should also probably pick up a weapon. Pistols, you fight to the weapon, I will say that I have had an unfortunate amount of times where, like, the last enemy spawns somewhere, and, like, I do my due diligence and I search for them, but I cannot find them. I'm like, okay. Take the coda. Oh, I should also say, this is going to be completely disjointed, but I mean, if you expect any more from me, then you've set yourself up for failure. I did find that Wikello, the very hungry, the very hungry quest or mission that he gives, is something I can actually do. Anybody can do it. It's just give him a burrito and just a burrito and an energy drink, and they will give you either they'll give you a shirt from IAE and a hat, or they will give you a weapon from the gear store. And I don't know what the pool is for that, but so far I've seen the Ascension Coda, the Ascension Karna, and the Red Alert Demico. Oh, and did I mention also they give 20 spare mags, which is, yeah, kind of insane. For the price of a burrito, for the price of a burrito and an energy drink, you can get a light machine gun and 20 full magazines of ammunition, or full batteries, fully charged batteries. Oh geez, that was kind of pathetic.
I've got you covered.
What? I was hitting the button for the submachine gun and I pulled out my knife. That was kind of several layers of pathetic.
Gotta find you cover.
Oh, did I? Oh, you know what? Actually, I wanted that. I wanted that layer and I picked the wrong layer. Or level. Floor.
This ain't gonna end well for you.
But yeah, so like, probably the first thing you should do, well, not really. Because the mission is random, and like, frankly, yeah, the mission architecture should probably be a bit different, so it's like, all you have to do is just go and turn in the reward at whichever station. They'd probably be a little bit better. I think technically you can, and there's some missions that, like, require a mission for it. I'm not 100% sure. Like, literally 99% of the things that, The Very Hungry quest is the only one I actually end up doing. So... Also, did I clear this out? Oh, hello there. Where the fuck did you come from? Oh, they also can climb the ladders, which is a fun little thing. And I know we got some of them up here, so gotta be careful. I should have looked first, actually. Oh yes, I should have looked first. Oh, you know, I can't wait for the ladder climbing skill, where you start off climbing ladders very, very loudly. Very slowly and loudly, and then you get faster at it. I could see that being a thing. I could also see ladders just being a loud activity that's... Did not look like I finished that dude off. Apparently I did. Let's see how well I can do this. Okay, that's decent. Oh, you know what? In all fairness, there can also be... The thing can also be there as well. Alright, so we're at this stage. We're at this point. I really... Okay, so one thing I also really want to see... I don't know if I mentioned... my fantasies about ground vehicles. I want like a sand crawler. I want nomadic vehicles that are like, you know, I want a sand crawler. I want it to have like a ground extractor with a landing pad on it, and probably there has to be, you know, some kind of vehicle that you can use to transport it. So that, you know, would be a thing in and of itself. Also, just like an RV, like a literal RV. Hey, don't know where that dude came from, but they were a little bit more obvious than usual. Sometimes they will be outside the ship. Sometimes I swear they have to be like inside of the ship. It's a whole thing. But yeah, I also like the Anvil Asgard. If it is supposed to be like a carrier, something akin to like the Kraken. I don't care about the Kraken as a ship that I could potentially obtain. I mainly care about it as a ship that can be used for boarding missions like this, because like, I know I joked about wanting to do 890, 890 hijack missions so I could afford an 890, but and I might still kind of want to do that. I think right now, if there's anything stopping me from doing it, it's just that, yeah, a lot of the time there's just one enemy that won't spawn, and it's just, I don't know what's faster. Going out the hangar or going out the airlock. So I have to climb into the 300, I gotta, you know... Oh, that's a camera angle. Yeah, there's not too much else to say. Well, okay. There's not too much else to say, because they didn't do a Star Citizen... They didn't do a video this week, and I gotta say... Like... I don't know. I am okay with them not doing videos every single week. Like, there's some other circumstances around that. But... I don't know. It's hard for me to believe that, like, they can't get a Star Citizen Weekly where they get somebody for an hour and have them, you know, like, and just have them for an hour talk about something they made, like an artist showing some progress on something and talking about it and maybe answering some questions, or, you know, one of the, like, I don't know, because, like, yeah, it's an hour out of their day. It's very, you know, common to hear. But, like, it's an hour. It's, like, I don't know. In my mind, okay, in my mind, it's just, like, yeah, I mean, there's gonna be, especially because, like, I don't know, if I was a developer and there was, like, I was, you know, on a live stream with, like, 1,000 people yelling at me about, like, you know, I'm making a, you know, let's say I'm an artist, I'm making a, you know, a new light fighter, and somebody's complaining about, you know, like, the Redeemer nerf or whatever. All that's going through Jared. He was gonna do, it was gonna happen, it was gonna happen anyway, and it's, you know, not relevant to me, and, like, that's, you know, I'm not seeing any of that, just sitting in a chair having a conversation with, you know, the host. I just, like, yeah, I don't know. And it doesn't, like, I don't know. I guess, okay, the thing is that the video content was, is part of the Star Citizen backer experience at this point, right? Like, it's impactful. It's, like, given me a perspective on game design. And it's like, oh, like, CIG is the only company that would ever do something like this. And now they're just not doing it. I mean, it might be a little bit extreme, but, like, it feels like... And it's not just like, oh, what are you talking about? They just, like... You know, they haven't done this because it's just been a slow 2 weeks or whatever. And it's also been, you know, slower in general. Well, no, like, literally over the time that since I've started following in, you know, late 2019, like, there has just been less content. Like, we went from having, you know, like, a new thing every Tuesday to having a schedule where there was, like, 3 things... Where, like, 3 out of the 4, things happened on Tuesday. Or, I'm sorry, like, 3 Tuesdays out of the month got something. Right? And, like... And just like, God... They've just been doing less stuff, and it's like, and, you know, it's like, oh, okay, like, the narrative team, you know, for, like, the lore stuff or whatever, alright, like, they're, you know, focusing on, like, in-game stuff, okay, cool, gotcha, that's fine, you know, like, actually, in fact, if anything, good, like, I'd rather have them work on in-game stuff, or, you know, Squadron 42 stuff, instead of, you know, these little, things on the website, right? I mean, frankly, basically, I'd rather have that same content, but, you know, in the actual game. That didn't really translate to that when they reduced that content. Not really. And I mean, like, now they've got some better stuff, but, like, you know, like, with the whole push for events and everything, but even then, like, you know, there's still the whole Fight for Pyro thing, and the Frontier Fighters being a group that we literally could not have possibly cared for, because they... just did not invest the time needed or anybody to care. And now, like, the leak with, one of the things is that there's going to be for Invictus, there's going to be a mission where the Frontier Fighters have stolen a Polaris, and you need to go ambush them. Oh, and I mean, like, also new some new space missions, including the patrol missions, which, oh, hell yeah, like, that, I've literally have been waiting years for those to make a comeback. And yeah, I'm very curious to see if how strong of a comeback they make. Because, like, I can see them. I mean, like, whenever they first go into PTU, everybody's gonna see that they were totally busted. Like, without a shadow of a doubt, that's gonna happen. They are, in, like, probably the most depressing way possible, going to be broken. Oh, I don't think I brought some of those P8 mags. No, they're in my pocket, not in my backpack. Yeah, and I mean, like, you know, like, the thing that I really liked, with the video content was, the patch report, or the sprint reports, where they would just show off a bunch of stuff. I mean, like, it was just stuff to get excited about, and, you know, in hindsight, you know, maybe if I was to look at every single sprint report from when I started watching Inside Star Citizen, I have a feeling there is some stuff that has still not made it into the game. Right? I know there's definitely is. Because they definitely talked about fire. Oh my god. How did this one dude walk sideways, not get hit at fucking all? That one dude, I just hit him like a laser beam. Oh my god. What is this thing? Hello, would you like spread? Would you like spread on your spread? Because we can give you so much spread. And then, like... I cannot jump over that. Jesus. I also can't wait for the scanning stuff. Because there is a bugged version of it in now. And I think, like, there's a bugged version. Like, literally, it's kind of the same thing that happens here. Where they put a marker on any enemies or any entities you find. And instead of the whole wireframe... I don't know if it was really wireframe. But the thing, the UI that they showed at CitizenCon is not in. But if you get the new Antium armor... And, like, it's some weird-ass thing where you have to have a full set, but you have to have the helmet. But you have to have the helmet on your hip, and then equip another helmet or something. I can't remember exactly what it is. That kind of stuff I don't pay attention to, because it's just, like, it's a bug. Even if it's something cool, I'm like, eh. Actually, I saw how you do the, like, wearing clothes with armor thing, and I tried that. And I was like, I mean, like, this is cool, but I can't get it to go off at all. And that's just a me problem, honestly, but still, it's like, I'm just gonna wait for Starware. You know, I'll see you, talk to you about it in, 2 years. I hope it's not 2 years away, but, like, Jesus. That's also one of the things where, like, I don't know if I have a good perception of time, or perception of, like, how long things take with CIG, because, like, the monthly reports, like, they're not bad. They are good. They are a very good source of information. But I don't think it's, like, all-encompassing, because, like... And, like, you have to keep that in mind when you're, talking about it, right? Because, like, God, the fucking, this loot thing. Why? This used to be so good with the detection thing, and now it's not. I don't understand what changed. Anyway, I also probably should be picking up the helmets. They sell for a decent amount, and yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh. Or I was getting distracted with the thing. Oh, monthly reports, yeah. Like, there was no updates about any of the weapon progress, so clearly I should assume that the weapon team did nothing and just sat on their ass. Obviously that's not true at all, but the monthly report didn't mention anything about the, didn't mention anything from the weapon content team. They did mention, like, some things about, like, the Volt weapons or whatever, but it wasn't the weapon content team. And yeah, there's a progress tracker, but like, eh. So, you know, it's like, I have no idea. And I honestly, I'm starting to really fucking hate the whole, like, okay, I hate the redacted thing, because we find out about it, and then it's just sort of wastes the time, or it just feels like there's more stuff than actually is going on when you look at the, progress, or the roadmap roundups, where it's like, this thing went from redacted to, you know, released or whatever. Or this thing changed from redacted to, you know, being shown. Or whatever. And it's like, we didn't, like, I can understand that, yeah, you don't want to tell people about something, but like, it's just more complexity than is needed. Sorry, I was looking for... Was there a... Oh, no. Okay. Well, we're gonna take this. Hello. Also kind of sad. I saw somebody on subreddit talking about Volts. They mentioned in the newsletter, they showed a picture of the Volt submachine gun, and somebody was like, oh, so how long has Volt been, like, when was Volt announced? And somebody was like, 2 years. I was like, yeah, 2 years probably sounds right. I'm gonna tell you right fucking now. Volt has been around for longer than 2 years. Like, now, I mean, depends on your definition of it, because, like, oh, if they haven't shown content being worked on, then it doesn't exist. Yeah, that's fair. But, Vault as a company has existed, in the development cycle for a very long time, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I guess I have to check. Have to do some digging with Galactopedia updates. But, like, it might be, like, that the company has existed since the beginning of the project, they just haven't touched it, they just haven't done anything with the company. And there are a few things, mostly armor companies, that are still in that sort of boat. And of course, there is Armitage Weapons Group, or Armitage Weapons Manufacturing. What? Armitage Weapons Group, AWP. That wouldn't be bad. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I should also mention, yeah, I don't know, because I think I mentioned this before. It was like, alright, so the Year of Stabilizing, which I really hope that they take that title. I'm not big enough for them to actually, like, see all of my content and see what I say. So, like, you know, if they start saying that 2025 is the Year of Stabilizing, then that is all them. Which I would be honestly more happy for. I mention that because, you see, I don't have the advanced HUD, and I usually try to have that on by default. Because it just, like, it's universal. I always, no matter which ship I'm flying, I always know where the stuff is. It also has some icons that the basic one doesn't. But unfortunately, it has a very usual bug of just not showing up. So that's fun. Of just, like, the UI completely disappearing. The thing with the repeaters definitely did this better. And I know that at some point this is going to be a strategy that CAG does not like. But okay, I now have my landing gear down.
Landing complete. Engines off.
Probably should have waited to open up my ship with enemies approaching, but that's okay. You know what? We could slap this bad boy on. I almost want to have the enemies walk on board and just shoot me in the face. It'd be deserved at this point. Oh my god. I'm 1000% sure. Well, okay, let's be fair and reasonable and not overdramatic. I am 100% sure that this is the exact sort of a scenario you would want a light machine gun in, and it has been failing me. Brute. Okay, in all reality, you would want it on a bipod. But I am in the most usable position I could possibly have, and it's failing me horribly. Light machine gun is not supposed to be a room sweeper. It's supposed to give you sustained fire at a reasonable distance. Now I know there are more enemies that I have not attended to. Oh yeah, I will say, with the Starlancer attack coming out at Invictus, obviously I'm going to be, testing it out, right? Because, like, it's kind of the ship. It kind of feels like it does everything. And it kind of makes me wonder how how they're going to balance the constellation, because I think the med beds are the big deal, right? And like the Connie not having med beds, it seems like the Connie and the Starlancer doesn't have as much HP, and it's not as maneuverable, and it's a larger target. Combat-wise, it is not as viable, but they both have snub ships. Arguably, the Connie does it better. I guess that's... well, I don't know, arguably. But I don't think you're fitting much besides a Fury into the Starlancer. So, like, yeah. Also trying to think, because they used to, you know, have 10 enemies, but now they don't count them, they have the percentage. Like, I still firmly believe that we need, like, they talk about the, like, the Area 18 stuff, the Area 18 sewer, which also I've heard that the sewer is replacing the building interiors, kind of. Maybe not replacing them. Well, okay, the word I heard from somebody with, like, doing reporting on leaks or whatever, that's the term they used. Like, we need something that's a bit more entry level. I feel like this isn't, I don't know. I feel like this isn't quite entry level. You know? Like, give me a reason to go to a landing zone, and one of those reasons could be, hey, there's missions there, very easy missions to do, just to get your sessions started. Oh, you know, maybe you haven't played in a while, you can't remember, you know, you're a little rusty, so you take this mission to knock off the rust, as it were. And, yeah, I mean... And also, I do kind of want it to be, like, PvE contested zones. Oh. Why would you... Listen. I get it, it's free armor, and it doesn't really matter. Dude, I am going to, if I see Ninetales armor, I'm going to assume it's Ninetales. Although that's... okay, maybe it's not really fair. God, I really wish that I had an incident where, there was some dudes at the Hathor station, and, I gotta tell you, if you don't get shot, don't shoot them, and, you're probably gonna be pretty chill. Just saying, like, your first intention might be to shoot on sight. My first intention was to shoot on sight, and I don't know if the first people I ran into were, if that was their opinion, but I shot first, and then they kicked my ass. I think the game had a severe lag spike, I think, in all fairness. I did not do hot, so that was also partially my bad. But yeah, that was a thing that happened. Yeah. Yeah, no, they're actually pretty chill. If you run into somebody, if your mic is working, then just, you know, just say, hey, you're chill, you're looting, and, you'll probably be good. Of course, I just have to assume that the mic doesn't work, and it's like, God, like, when they showed the Star Citizen, or the CitizenCon thing, I was like, we're gonna do the social universe, better org stuff, microphone's just gonna work. It's just gonna work. We're gonna make it better. It's like, okay. Thank you for telling me what the problem is and how to fix it. What the problem is and how you're gonna fix it, I guess I should say. They might have said something more than that, in all fairness, but I just was like, okay. It's gonna be better, alright. I'll believe it when I see it. And, you know, so far I haven't seen anything. And I don't know, I think, like, there's some element of, like, yeah, people are, I mean, it's like, it's not easy developing a video game. And, it's definitely not... I wouldn't expect everything to be done overnight, right? And even then, you know, new stuff pops up. The same bug will pop up again for different reasons. And like, you know, I'm not... Well, okay. I'm not a game designer, I'm not a coder, I'm not a programmer. I tried to make a Minecraft mod once, and never again. But... And even then I wasn't even using I was using, like, predefined logic blocks. But I mean, you know, that being said, I mean, like, I can kind of see how that makes sense. As a layman. But it's also like, I don't know, the more that it's said and the more that progress just doesn't seem like it's being made, it's just hard to believe, you know? And, like, I want to believe. But it's just, like, you know, one of those trust versus faith things that it's like, I don't know, I guess I have faith in CIG, but... Well, I have faith, and I guess I trust CIG to do the thing, but I don't trust them, or have faith in them to do it quickly, fastly, or too terribly efficiently, to be completely honest with you. I'm just trying to think, what else is there? Well, yeah, and like I said last week, I want to try and do these things a little bit faster, a little bit more efficiently. So, yeah, I don't know. Oh, also there's ship combat tutorial missions, which were a thing before I played Star Citizen. And before I was following Star Citizen, and now apparently they are back. And I am extremely curious, because ship combat is a thing that I do not properly really know. So, having the game tell me how it is supposed to work, at least gives me a frame of reference. And, yeah, so... Overall, I mean, like, I don't know. A lack of news is not necessarily a bad thing, but it definitely feels like, like, the game's stable, not a huge amount is going on, we do have Invictus coming up, so, you know, that is exciting. The regen crisis is coming maybe soon. Maybe soon, we'll see. I would say middle of April, but middle of April is like now, so yeah. Yeah, so until next time, have a good day, great day even. Cheskis.